the Women's Business Center. Your first step to success.
Let me ask you a question. You did finance, that was your first first owned company?
I owned a NASD SIPC, which means a National Association of Security Dealers, a Security Investment Protection Corporation investment bank. And so I was regulated by the Securities and Exchange Commission. I have 5 security licenses. And so it is a highly academic background that gets you to a point of being an investment banker, because you have to pass multiple tests. You have to be able to manage people's wealth or their investments. In my case, I was doing, majority of my business was bankruptcy activity, assisting corporations in bankruptcy actions. I did a lot of work in municipal bonds, selling city and state bonds. So you need to have a very strong finance background to do that.
Wow, that's impressive. You said a lot of stuff in the beginning that just went right above me. But so you have that industry, you started that. I think one time I heard you speak and you said you got a group of people together, a group of different women together, and that's how you started the banking. Was that correct?
Well, what I did with my own personal investment banking firm, I came out of working on Wall Street and had the New York brand and the experience, which I think is very important. I'd like to emphasize that you just don't start your own firm as the first thing that you do in life. You need to build up the credibility and the expertise, and you need to have the ability to market something that makes you distinctive. You don't get that when you're right out of college. It's rare. I guess there are a few people who are highly talented who might be able to do that, but it tends to come after you've had some experiences in the industry. You're interested in opening a business. So I had the Wall Street experience, and so when I went back to Los Angeles, I had the credibility, the resources, the financial resources to start a firm and to be competitive in that firm. But whether you're in investment banking, or whether you're in retail, or you're in fashion, you're in air conditioning, whether you're in oil and mining, as a woman that I met today is, it doesn't matter. The preparation is the same. You've got to be willing to take the steps to become prepared in the industry that you're going to be engaged in. And importantly, you have to continue to look at what that industry is doing in the future, and how does your current preparation prepare you to deal with those challenges.
Before you mentioned that women are less risk, take less risk for investment or taking a loan, when you give a woman $1, we will stretch it to $100 value. When men need $100, they go to the bank and get that $100. So how will you encourage women, to take that risk? That they will make their life much easier if properly managed. They can request a loan, considering that they need to have the proper training at the same time.
Well, I think you hit on the magic combination, that financial training together with the ability to ask for what you really need is really the combination for success. The second major reason why women are not successful in business is because they don't ask for enough money early on. They underestimate how much it's going to cost to do a job, because they put themselves in every role. They see themselves as doing the Xeroxing, doing the graphics, doing the website, doing the marketing brochure, as well as, out there, developing the code if they're, have technology. It's nonsense, women. We can't do it all. So, be realistic when you create these budgets. I mean, I used to be a banker, and I want to see a realistic budget. I want to see a budget that says that you are going to have people around you. You're going to have a team. Put the money in for the team. Because if you put the money in for the team, you're going to advance your ability to get revenue. And at the end of the day, what's most important when you get financing is to be able to pay it back, or to grow your business. And so cash is queen, as I like to say, rather than king. And as a result, I want to see women hit their revenue numbers earlier. Now, we can't do that if we're doing everything in the office, because we're not going to be out making the marketing calls. We're not going to be networking as we need to with the industry groups. We're not going to have a moment for reflection. And let's understand, none of us who are entrepreneurs are lazy. but we have to be realistic. I, am emphasizing in my comments tonight that you need a little white space on your calendar. What does that mean? You need to not have every moment of your day, all 7 days, planned out ahead of time. Because the best ideas come when you're not sitting at your desk. They come when you're walking your dog. They come when you are at the gym, working out. They come when you are just sitting there in silence, thinking. And so I want women to have a necessary network of support around them, and that means more money. And we don't want women to ask for more money than they can effectively use, because it ends up having a cost factor. But on the other hand, don't try to nickel and dime your business. It's not going to work, because your competitors are not nickel and dime their business. And you notice I reference it as their business, but it's generally his business, because you are going to find that you are competing in large measure, unless you're in the fashion industry or you're in the cosmetics industry, with men. And men are bold in what they ask for. When they go to the bank, I can tell you, I've been there. So they are going to ask for more than they need and negotiate down to 100%. Women are going to come in and ask for 70%, thinking they'll negotiate down to 50. Well, there's a huge difference between 50 and 100. Ladies, that's called double. 50 times 2 is 100. So, if you're doubling down and you are ending up with half the money that your male competitor has, you are going to be struggling to succeed.